will be on my wall.
What a friend. What a giant.
What do you do to be successful on the ground? You pray a lot. It's really important when you're on the ground to take a whole lot of things into factor. Whitetail, like elk, I mean, they catch movement just that fast. It can be game over. The important part is positioning, and there again, you're on the ground, so you need to be downwind, strategically setting up to make sure that you're putting all your scent in the direction where deer are going to be the least, you hope. And that's usually where they always come from, so that's why you would use your ozonics. But on the ground, you have to use all your senses. You have to hide, we have to hide two people, and it's really tough. But when the ground scenario comes together and you're successful, it's the most amazing thing there is.
So Kansas has always been an interesting place for me. I've had success, but it's been very, very hard earned. Many trips. I can tell you I can get to a lot of places in Kansas without ever map questing or OnStarring anything. Usually I spend the majority of my time in Kansas, and it's not by choice. Usually it's set up to be perfect, and then I'll have the worst flood in 100 years or worst drought in 100 years or whatever the case may be. To say that Kansas is always, I'm always worried about it, to be honest. It always seems like it's shooting fish in a barrel. You got this, you're showing up, you're gonna kill a giant, let's get it done. And it never works out that way.
your odor is betraying you. It's ruining your hunt, pressuring your property, and killing your opportunities. This year, let nothing stand between you and your best season ever. Deploy a steady stream of odor-destroying molecules every second of every hour of every hunt with Ozonics. Available only at OzonicsHunting.com.
All right, it is like 5 in the morning. Ryan Lawwell drove all the way from Ohio to Missouri, and now we're gonna drive about another 7 hours to go to Red Dog Outfitting in western Kansas. But very excited to get it started. Season starts tomorrow there, which is September 12th. So we got a muley or a whitetail tag. It's an either or tag, kind of hard one to draw, I hear, but I got lucky, drew it this year. So hopefully we can get in front of one, get one killed, but we're gonna gas up and then get on the road and try to cut some distance down.
This year, I got a hold of Tim Clark at Red Dog Outfitting and actually drew a mule deer tag, which is kind of rare for a non-resident. Tim had some mule deer ground and got a hold of him. We set up a hunt and I was heading to Kansas again, hoping to break my luck. We'll see. Break my luck.
Break your luck.
I don't know if that makes sense. Hoping to break my luck. Hoping to break my streak. I don't really have a streak. Don't change my luck. So I was heading out to Kansas to hopefully change my luck. So after talking with Tim a little bit, he informed us that they had a giant flood. And we actually saw it coming in. There was, they had the highest water they've had in like 100 years. It was unbelievable flooding. And it really changed the deer a lot. I kind of knew going into it that we'd have a really good shot at a whitetail, but I really wanted to try to fill this mule deer tag if I could. So we headed out to just kind of glass some mule deer spots, see if we couldn't get our eyes on a good shooter for the next day. So I spent the next couple days really just moving around, trying to check little pieces of property, trying to find a mule deer bedded up somewhere. It was really warm. Like I said, the flood had got them kind of moved out of the areas where they had been. And about day 3 or 4, we started hitting some new pieces of property that we hadn't been to yet. pulled up on one, kind of got out of the truck, moved over a hill, and we spotted a pretty good mule deer laying on the hillside. So after looking this deer over, he was a great mule deer, but we decided we were going to pass on him, see if we couldn't find something bigger. It was still early in the week, and we were hoping that, you know, one of the true Kansas giants would show up. So we spent the next couple days spot and stalking, just looking for bucks, and really just never had one in front of us that we wanted. I had to go back to work and we ran out of time. Tim was nice enough to say, hey man, if a chance opens up, you can come back in the rut if I have some mule deer around. Just with the flooding and stuff, he figured that he would make it up to me and let me come back if I could. So I went home and went on with my season, hoping that Tim would call back.
All right, it is November 20th. Robbie and I have 2 days to get it done out in Kansas. Tim called yesterday, said bucks are on their feet, try to get out here if you can. I made some moves at work, got some days off consecutively, and we're gonna head west. We got a 7-hour drive ahead of us, gonna be hunting tomorrow. Hopefully we can get a good buck on the ground.
So November comes, I'm hunting in Missouri, and I get a phone call from Tim. Tim says, man, there are some mule deer on their feet. I've seen a couple over the last couple of days. You really should head out here if you got a couple of days. I think we can get in front of one. So Robbie and I load up, head out west. I'm hoping to get in front of one of these rut mule deer. Hopefully I can get this tag filled and we can put Kansas in the books. We found some does and some whitetails, but no muleys. So that evening, I told Robbie, I said, man, I want to drive around over where we saw the big deer in the morning and just look at it and see why those deer were there, what they were doing over there. And as we're driving around, we get up on top of the hill, I park the truck, get out, and I noticed that there's a muley probably 150 yards away from us walking up this creek, just heading to these, there's probably 6 or 8 big cottonwood trees in a little bunch. And he was heading like he was on a mission, heading straight into there. So I tell Robbie to stay on top of the hill and I just go down and start trying to get in front of him. I knew he was in there, he had some does in there, and I didn't figure he would leave and probably not pay much attention to me coming in, so just tried to use the creek to my advantage and get as close as I could.
Coming back this way, are they? Yeah. All right, guys, I apologize. This is going to be kind of unconventional for me, but I left Robbie up top. He's gonna film this buck. He's breeding does right now, so we got a pretty good shot at him, but I gotta get down to this creek bank. I'm just gonna try to get as close as we can and see if we can't get him killed, but he's moving well, so hopefully we can get him down. We'll see.
So as I started working down the creek, I noticed that two of the three does, kind of headed up to feed in this alfalfa pivot. And I figured that one doe he was breeding, she would follow them eventually. I got to the closest pinch point I had, put the place that they went through about 40 yards, and just kind of waited. Lo and behold, here she comes, and he's right behind her.
He's down, baby. He's down. Oh, I can't believe we actually pulled this off. I didn't know what would happen. Oh, this is crazy. I hope Robbie got it. I think he did. He's gonna come down. So I gotta go see him, but. Man, I did not think that was going to work out. He bred that doe forever, came right up this creek. I knew he'd pinch down. And we got it done, baby. Red Dog outfitting.
So watching that deer go down, it was a big sigh of relief for me at least. To get it done, we only had 2 days there. To get it done in Kansas, it was typical Kansas hunt for me, taking it down to the wire, but a great deer on the ground. Couldn't wait to give Tim a call, let him know about it, and then take a closer look at him.
All right, well, he didn't go far. You guys saw he went about 30 yards or so, but a great mule deer, man. He's got great threes. He's got a bunch of trash going on. Just an amazing hunt. You know, Tim called me yesterday, said, hey man, you need to get to Kansas. Deer are moving. So I made some moves, called Robbie. Robbie shot a giant a couple days ago in Missouri, so he was tagless for all of rifle season. So he said, yeah man, I'll run with you. So he ran out with me, and we've been here one day and got it done. Made a couple trips with Tim, but just never had the deer in the right spot. But man, this is a great way to finish the year out here in Kansas. Red Dog Outfitting, man, they've got stuff going on in Nebraska. They got stuff going on in Kansas. Got mule deer, got whitetails. He does turkey hunts, all kinds of stuff. So give Tim Clark a call. Look up Red Dog Outfitting on Facebook, on Instagram. They got a website also. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Hunting these mule deer is something that's been kind of my passion. I love hunting whitetails, but if I hunt anything else, it'll be a big mule deer, and it's nice to get it done in Kansas.